Hello and welcome to YHTV's Flowing into Awareness with visionary and master intuitive Anatara. I'm Christina Suzama, your host of this program. In this episode, Anatara will be speaking of anchoring freedom and abundance. And with us is the beautiful Anatara. Hello, Anatara.
Oh, hello, Christina. How are you today?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to anchor.
Ready to anchor? All right. I was contemplating myself how to grab a hold of or to actually literally somehow feel that we are present, and perhaps being present with is more appropriate than anchoring, but how do we anchor the concepts of freedom and abundance for ourselves, and actually what do they mean to us? So I was thinking about wondering how uncomfortable are you, any of you these days? How are you coping when the old patterns and feelings and behaviors that are popping up all around you occur again? We are smack dab in the middle of being, I'm going to say bombarded and poked and prodded by all of those old patterns and behaviors that we need to pay attention to. And then I was thinking, well, we can't be free, and we can't actually be in any kind of state of abundance until all of those things preventing us from being there go away. So I thought, let's start to look at how intensely we want those things to disappear. How intensely do you want those things to clear? And how is your belief system about knowing that they won't let go of you until you let go of them? There's no way that all of those things that we feel keep coming back to attack us or charge at us or slow us down. There is no way those things can go anywhere until we decide we don't want them, and we're going to give them give awareness to them, give them a nudge so they disappear. So if we're going to anchor freedom, we can't do so with all of our survival patterns coming up. It's impossible. The freedom revolution, that really is what we're all looking for. The freedom from feeling stuck, feeling held back, even feeling things such as abandonment or lack or whatever it might be for you. Those feelings have to be, they need to shift in order for us to experience our own freedom revolution. And when I say a freedom revolution, take a look at what freedom means to you. What is it to you? Is it material or is it spiritual? Is it freedom from debt, or is it freedom from a state of mind that you don't like? And let's start to look at whether freedom from material and spiritual things really comes from the same place. Are they really the same thing? And what about time? How anchored are you in time? How does your concept of time sort of hold you back from being in any kind of personal freedom revolution? If freedom can only exist in linear time, then every time we think about being stuck or burdened or unable to take a step or unable to move forward, or I'm on a schedule and I must achieve something within this schedule, we are keeping freedom at bay. So with all of those things having been said, let's try to find a place where we understand what freedom is. What is freedom to you? What is it for you, Christina?
It's as you were speaking, Anatara, I keep coming back to, of course we have our linear daily lives, right, that we have to uphold, and our work, our obligations, so to say. And I mean, that's all part of that anchoring as well, in the means of all part of the weight that we carry. And for a long time, I would say, year after year, it gets to be, this gets to be a heavy load, know? And when that shifted, it was, I do believe, the freedom of choice. The freedom of choice of what is it that we really choose to do. If it is our work, I do find freedom in my work because that's something I want to do.
So what are you free from when you feel freedom in your work?
The feeling of a certain obligation of and I believe it also comes from the way I was raised culturally, societally. The sense of responsibility, it weighs very heavily because you are not just responsible for yourself, but for many. So that thought in itself almost has a feeling of burden behind it because it's not just me. I have, it's like when, as a mother, we feel very responsible for our child. We are very well, we would hope that we would feel responsible with that child. But for many of us, I don't think we feel it as a burden.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes even something that is non-burdening by definition can also feel like it is somehow holding us back or preventing us from accepting freedom and therefore abundance. The next time we speak, I'm going to talk a bit about what that abundance can be. What is abundance to each and every one of us. But if we start with freedom and what we feel we want to be free of or free from, then we start to step into that link between ourselves, our higher selves, our intuition, and the all that is. The freedom revolution that I was talking about a few minutes ago is really about knowing and believing that we have no obligations. We don't have any responsibilities that need to feel burdensome. We may have lots of responsibilities, and we may choose to do things and to be a part of ongoing things that have a cyclical nature or even have a continuous nature within what we call time. But the key here is whether we feel burdened by those things, whether those things are holding us down, holding us back, and holding us back from participating in whatever the line of freedom truly is within us. Really one of the most important and helpful things to understand is that we don't have to be afraid of this notion of freedom. If I am free, what will it be like if I haven't got anything concrete showing me what step to take next? What will I feel like? Who will I be if I am just being present in freedom, allowing the next solution, the next step, the next event, the next feeling, the next knowing to present itself to us? So in coming to a place where we anchor freedom, we are stepping into the abundance of delight, of a reality that feels safe and comfortable, of a way of being, and so that therefore we can give without it being filtered through those patterns and behaviors that are so vehemently knocking right now and saying, let me out, let me out, let me out. They're saying to us, I don't want to be in here anymore. I don't want to hold you back anymore. And I don't want you to feel that you must acknowledge me anymore. So there's another level of freedom achieved there. So can you feel how there are some things probably in your life that, Christina, that aren't quite free, and then there are those other things that you already know are free?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yes. Let's start checking them off. No. Yes, to me, it's an exercise to go through because as we are raised, as we're in cultures and everything, there are certain, aspects of it, which is not bad. It's just is what it is. And it's wonderful because it's helped us come to where we are. And that word freedom and to be free, I believe that it's how it can be perceived by individuals. Can be quite extreme. That word, and I'm no doubt in the next conversation we have about abundance, is the same thing. When people think of abundance, the first thing they think of is money, riches, which is, but abundance in life can be of so many things.
Precisely. And that abundance is only going to exist in all of the ways that it can, come to us. It will only exist when we let ourselves be free.
Yes.
It can only exist in an atmosphere of freedom and allowance. Freedom, another way to look at freedom would probably just to be in allowance, in acceptance of, in a comfortable, reciprocal relationship with whatever is around you. So just as you and I have been talking, it has come to me that the most important thing to be acknowledged and repeated here is that look at yourselves, look into yourselves and see what you feel wants to be free. What is your definition of personal freedom? Not what is your definition of other people's freedom, but what do you want in order to believe that you are free? And when you notice that, at the same time, notice those behaviors and patterns that are holding you down and repeating themselves to you constantly. And notice how they are preventing this freedom that we've been talking about. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to resist. There's nothing to pull back from. Just let any information that you can receive about your personal freedom to be delivered to you. And then see what you want to do with it. It's as easy as that.
Beautiful, Anatara. Okay, take a moment and be with it. Lovely.
Allow yourself that freedom.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Just allow yourself that freedom to take that moment for you. Thank you, Anatara. That's really wonderful. I think very important, anchoring your freedom. And of course, we would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us in this new platform of education and information. We're grateful for your continuous support, and we look forward to hearing your feedback on how we can serve you better. You can connect with Anatara by following her on Twitter @Anatara, and of course, through her own website, anatara.ca. anatara.ca. We always love to hear from you. If you would like to leave a comment or any suggestions, right there on our website, as you scroll down, you have a little comment box. Or if you would like to give us a call at 818-LETS-TALK. 818-LETS-TALK. And be sure to leave us your contact information. Any feedback and suggestions, questions that you might have for Anatara, we will definitely get it over to her. And thank you for joining us today. Until next time, namaste.